Hello and welcome back to this week's Neumann Update. I'm Alexis Lomax. Before I get into today's news, I would like to express what a lovely Friday it is, being that it is the last day of our fall semester for classes. So these past 15 weeks may have been different for everyone, but the point is that we did it. And so a big congratulations and job well done goes to every student, professor, faculty member, and staff here at Neumann. And so speaking of the dedication and the hard work constantly exhibited by our students, 4 social work majors are conducting their field work placement at St. Francis Hospital in Wilmington, Delaware, where they are extending their services to others. Rachel Alberson, Mia Semino, Jewel Cook, and Joelle Grant are all working in various settings at St. Francis Hospital, obtaining valuable hands-on learning experience. For these social work majors, their fieldwork experience is unique, given that they are all part of a brand new initiative at St. Francis, which seeks to improve the patient experience, such as patient care and ensuring positive experiences for both the patients and their family members. Alberson and Grant are working with the Patient Experience Program, an employee health initiative that guides hospital employees through the COVID-19 testing process. The two of them also spend a lot of quality time with patients due to COVID-19 placing restrictions within hospital settings. Semino is working with Padua Academy, her alma mater, setting up student volunteer opportunities, and Cook assists with the hospital's medical outreach van in the surrounding community. All of the students are supervised by Melissa Miller, Director of Patient Experience at St. Francis. Miller had been planning for the start of a new patient initiative for some months and almost had doubts about it happening due to COVID-19 placing a lot of restrictions this year. In addition to Alberson, Semino, Grant, and Cook, some of our business majors have also done exemplary work this semester. 3 students in Dr. Till's Seminar and Policy Management class, which consists of seniors majoring in business, have earned the distinction of finishing 42nd worldwide as they competed in an international business strategy game. Over 2,900 teams from 164 colleges competed in the game. Our very own Amanda DeCarlos, Joshua Hendrickson, and Brandy Lee Boos, otherwise known as Team Rising to the Occasion on BSG, claimed the 42nd spot on November 29th. This online simulation game allows students in business management classes like Dr. Till's to get a glimpse of what it takes to run a company, like assessing business risks, making decisions that adhere to the company's missions and values, and many more valuable lessons. This week, we formally welcomed a new member to be a part of the Neumann community. Ms. Stephanie Jones was appointed to serve as the new specialist for student conduct and community standards. In this role, Ms. Jones will work with Dean Bridget Haynes-Frank, the Dean of Students, to support administration of our university's student conduct process. According to the Dean of Student Office, Ms. Jones will also be responsible for conducting investigations, facilitating mediations and restorative resolutions, and adjuncting student conduct cases. Prior to her role at Neumann, she served as the Associate Director for Student Affairs at Penn State Brandywine and the Assistant Director of Student Affairs at Penn State Lehigh Valley. So, Rhea, I checked the weather for Sunday, and it seems like it's going to be mild. So how do you think the Eagles are going to play with the weather?
Well, Lex, I think they may need a little bit more help than a change in weather if they want to win. But on Sunday against the New Orleans Saints, Jalen Hurts will become the youngest starting quarterback in modern Eagles history. This means he'll be starting over franchise quarterback Carson Wentz, who struggled to the point of benching this season. The bigger story in all of this is the downfall of Wentz, whom the Eagles already signed a whopping $128 million 4-year deal with that is set to begin in 2021. Doug Peterson, Eagles head coach, insisted on Monday that the decision to bench Wentz last Sunday was entirely his own. Hurts replaced Wentz in the third quarter of a 30-16 loss to Green Bay and completed 5 of 12 passes for 109 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and took 3 sacks. Hurts was selected in the second round with the 53rd overall pick this year, when the Eagles had far more pressing needs. Now the 2019 Heisman Trophy runner-up gets his first opportunity as an NFL starter this Sunday against former Eagle Malcolm Jenkins and the New Orleans Saints. Game time is slated for 4:25 p.m. Winter meeting week arrives this week for the MLB. The Phillies are preparing to dial in on filling some major holes in the franchise. They are still without a permanent GM. However, they have just finalized a deal with Dave Dombrowski as their new president of baseball operations. Dombrowski is the only executive to lead 3 different franchises to World Series appearances in modern baseball, bringing tons of experience and credibility to the table. On the player side of things, retaining JT Realmuto is still on the line, and the Phils must rebuild their bullpen and fill the shortstop position for 2021. Prior shortstop Didi Gregorius signed with the Phillies a year ago this week and is back on the free agent market. There has been much talk of them moving Gene Segura, who is owed $30 million the next 2 seasons, possibly as a way to free up budget space that could help in the effort to retain Gregorius and Realmuto. However, none of the Phillies' holes are expected to be completely filled by the end of this week, but hopefully some moves in the right direction are made to ensure a brighter future for this baseball team. While last Sunday was the Sixers' first team practice ahead of the 2021 regular season, one of several early balancing acts Doc Rivers wants to pull off is implementing new schemes while not inundating his players with overwhelming quantities of information. Still, there's a lot for everyone to learn before the Sixers' regular season opener on December 23rd against the Wizards, including offensive actions, defensive principles, and key terminology. Full court 5-on-5 action is one way Rivers will look to improve collective conditioning, develop good transition habits, and acclimate his team as rapidly as possible. Rivers has also stated that he is searching for consistency in a defensive system that finished 8th in the 2019-20 season. And some positive steps toward a start to the 2021 NHL season surfaced on Tuesday. The apparent labor dispute or misconstruing that appeared to be a roadblock has been resolved between the NHL and the NHL Players Association. The NHL is now firmly targeting a January 13th start date to a 56-game regular season. If the roadmap remains unchanged, we could see Flyers open training camp in Voorhees, New Jersey around January 1st in preparation for the new season. Some players are already in the Philadelphia area to train at Virtua Center Skate Zone. The Flyers have about 10 players that took the ice on Tuesday, while a handful more returned and are waiting to be cleared. The Flyers have also announced on Tuesday the re-signing of defenseman Phil Myers to a new 3-year, $7.65 million contract. Some exciting news all around for Flyers fans as we get closer and closer to the sweet sight of a puck drop in 2021. Now let's kick it over to Amaris Manning for her Critics Corner.
Thanks, Rhea. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Critics Corner. It is the season of giving. From the unbearable chill in the air and the festive lights being decorated outside of everyone's homes, winter is coming. And to probably prepare for the holiday season, I managed to watch some of the most trending holiday movies on your favorite streaming services, and then I spent an extensive amount of time by watching those movies, analyzing all the favorite things and things that will break down how exactly I rate those movies on scales from 1 to 10, judging on storyline, costume designing, use of effects, camera work, special effects, as well as the casting abilities of the actors. Now, with all that said, let's get into it. Like I said, Christmas is near, so we want to keep things a little bit on the lighter side in order to get into the mood of the holidays. And what a better way than with one classic Christmas tale to perk up your spirits. We all know the beautiful tale of the Nutcracker, the story of a young girl who magically shrinks on Christmas Eve and befriends a Nutcracker who wages war against the evil Mouse King. And the girl falls in love with the Nutcracker, who is revealed to be a prince at the end. And when she wakes up, and it's all just a dream. A classic movie and a moving tale on love and adventure. And well, in 2018, Disney took on that tale with the live action version of the Nutcracker called The Nutcracker and the Tale of and the Four Realms. Only in this retelling of the original story, it is a story of adventure rather than fluffy romance. So the Disney's The Nutcracker in the Four Realms tells the story of a young girl named Clara who is wonderfully portrayed by the lovely Mackenzie Foy, who receives a magical gift from her godfather, who is portrayed by the wonderful Morgan Freeman, which once belonged to her late mother. In order to open the gift, Clara must find a key, and while attempting to find the key, Clara is then transported into a magical world being led by Captain Philip Hoffman, the Nutcracker, who is portrayed by the incredible young actor Jaden Knight. Clara is then taken to the palace by Captain Philip, and at the palace, she meets three kingdom leaders of each realm within a kingdom: the Sugar Plum of the Land of Sweets, Shiver of the Land of Snowflakes, Hawthorn of the Land of Flowers. And turns out there's a war going on between all three lands in the fourth realm, which is referred to as the Land of Amusements. And then later in the film, Clara learns that her deceased mother was once the queen of the magical land, and Clara is now the princess. Now, Clara becomes responsible for restoring peace among all the realms and defeating the evil in the magical world, all before Christmas Day, which is insane. So let me remind you that all this is going on Christmas Eve, and she has to get back home on Christmas Day. Believe it or not, call me crazy, but restoring peace in that amount of time is my kind of fairy tale and quite a good kid's dream. The story itself is a magical storybook tale that gives a sense of youth to much older audiences, such as myself, who grew up wanting to be part of a magical adventure, battling bizarre, angry toy soldiers and dance with little trinkets like ballerinas. And the acting in this film is very well done, and it does not seem overbearing despite the extensive amount of effort by the producers to make the film seem more dramatic and targeted for much older audiences rather than children. It is honestly a wholesome story that focuses on handling great loss of loved ones through Clara and her family after the untimely passing of her mother, as well as being surrounded by the ones who care about you the most. And for Clara, she finds that in Captain Philip, her widowed father, and her siblings. To tell you the truth, there is an extensive amount of character development actually within this story within Clara. In the beginning, Clara is a very standoffish girl towards her father because of the loss of her mother. However, after being on this crazy and incredible journey, Clara then sees that there's more to life than just caring for herself. Sounds cliche for a theme, but let's be real, it's Disney and it's for kids. Plus, you have to credit for a sensitive amount of time that was invested by the animators as well as the costume designers to make this film a magical tale come to life. It's like Narnia, but more mystical and mesmerizing. Everything is clearly animated through CGI and is very done well and very clean. Nothing is glitchy, nothing is totally obvious. Everything just seems realistic and is well animated. Overall, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. It is a great adventure film that goes on an easy to extensive amount of action while satisfying much older audiences who are looking for a classic storybook tale that comes to life in the best way imaginable. Not only that, but the themes also perfectly match the holiday season of love, family, and friendship. All good things that defy the odds of 2020 right now. But that's all for Critics Corner. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful holiday season. Now let's kick it over to James.
Well, thanks, Amaris. That sounds like a really good film. I'm looking forward to watching that during the holiday break here. Well, I'm sure you've all seen Christmas carolers belt out some tunes to brighten the holiday spirits, but have you ever seen a group of toilets sing? An Indiana sanitation station shared this video of 32 portable toilets, each equipped with animated expressions singing Hallelujah. This aesthetically pleasing light show is a dazzling delight for all ages to feel the Christmas spirit. Steve Dykstra, director for marketing of the company, clarified that the feat was not an official Guinness World Record, but The company does consider it to be a world record because they could not find any other videos online to dispute this claim. I haven't either. Now's your chance to win a delicious treat. With Movember coming to a close, McDonald's is giving away 10,000 of their McRibs to fans that complete one simple task: to shave their face. But it's all in a good cause, as McDonald's is partnering with a nonprofit which raises money for cancer research. To enter, all you need to do is post a photo on your public, not your private, Twitter or Instagram account with the hashtag #ShaveForMcRib sweepstakes and tag @McDonald's. The first 10,000 entries will receive a code for a free McRib available via McDelivery and Uber Eats while supplies last. And even if you can't grow some facial hair like myself, you can still take part in the fun by snapping a photo of your baby face, or you can wear a face mask. Well, an officer in Ontario, Canada, encountered one of the most bizarre traffic stops he's ever had to make. The Halton Regional Police officer said that officers pulled a car over Monday when something seemed a little bit off about the driver's seat. And after inspecting, they took a second look and noticed that the driver's seat, as you can see here, has been replaced with a lawn chair. The vehicle was impounded, and they ticketed the driver for unsafe vehicle operation. Take a look at this video. An Australian diver was exploring the waters to find some crayfish off Princess Charlotte Bay with his GoPro when he came face to face with a hammerhead shark charging toward him. His first instinct was to use the camera pole to push away the sharp-toothed shark. However, the man-eater initially didn't get the message, coming back to the diver 2 more times before making amends. On the incident, the diver says, "I was the only person in the water. There were only 2 people in the boat, and looking back on it, I'm quite lucky, but at the time, it didn't faze me." Well, what prized possession will China be bringing to planet Earth this December? Here's the story, only on Tech Talk. That's fine. Well, China's Change 5 mission just launched today into lunar orbit. Consisting of 4 key parts, the purpose of the mission is to bring a sample of 2 to 4 kilograms of lunar dirt back to Earth. The probe will complete their mission and return to Earth later in December. Over the weekend and into next week, the state-of-the-art spacecraft will be using a robotic arm to drill up the lunar dirt and scoop up rocks and store them inside a sample container located inside that robot. If everything goes well, China will become one of 3 countries in the entire world that have brought back samples of the moon. The last successful mission was a long time ago, way before any of us were ever born, in 1976 with the Soviet Union's Luna 24 mission. So that means, if I'm doing the math correct, that this will be the first material for the moon in over half a century. However, Change 5 isn't the only mission that will be bringing rocks from another planet to Earth this year. Japan's Hayabusa mission is expected to return material from an asteroid named Ryugu this weekend. And now, let's check in with Amanda for this week's On a Positive Note.
With Christmas fast approaching and the delicious food that comes along with it, some people have been taking this time as the perfect opportunity to spend some time in their kitchen and make a difference for members in their community. In Belmar, New Jersey, Chef Michael Harrison has joined forces with a 22-year-old living with autism and Down syndrome named Elena Demore to cook up some mouth-watering dishes at Belmar Fishing Club. The dynamic cooking duo gets together every Thursday in the kitchen to prepare dishes ranging from shrimp scampi to shrimp tacos. Under Chef Harrison's guidance, Elena has been able to gain lifelong skills and gain confidence. When these two began working together, Chef Harrison said, quote, "I really didn't know what to expect, but I'm really glad I took the chance to work with someone who isn't different from everyone else. She just has her own way of learning and set of skills," end quote. This experience has not only changed Elena's life, but Chef Harrison's life as well. He hopes his story
with Elena will inspire others to open more opportunities to individuals with special needs. And Tracy Lennon has also taken to the kitchen to give back to those in her community. Tracy started a nonprofit in honor of her late father, who served in Vietnam, called the Griffin Gives Foundation, which serves food to veterans in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Chef Chip Panico, one of the chefs that is a part of the foundation, says that one of the most intimate things people can share is a meal. Food is love, and love makes people happy. See, since he knows food, he believes it is the perfect way that he can spread positivity. The foundation has also recently finished the November project that was called Chefs for Vets, where chefs gave 30 home-cooked meals to 30 veterans over 30 days. And Tracy is not the only one who is making a difference in her community. One of the veterans that received food from the nonprofit, named Sergeant Thomas Powers, has decided to return the kindness by putting together a shadow box for Tracy of her father from their time in Vietnam. Now, how about we take a step out of the kitchen and talk about someone who has been making some big strides to help those in need. A 60-year-old in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, named Mark Gibson has challenged himself to do one crazy thing a year since he turned 50. This year, he challenged himself to do something that he called the Rocky Mountain Everest Challenge. This challenge was his attempt at running the equivalent of Mount Everest from the sea level to the top and back down on the famous Rocky Steps at the Philadelphia Art Museum. In order to complete this challenge, Mark had to run the famous steps a total of 880 times, which took him about 48 hours. That's crazy. Mark also did the challenge to raise money for Alex's Lemonade Stand, which helps fight against childhood cancer. During his 48-hour run, Mark had some family and friends join him for a couple laps, and he ended up raising over $2,000 for Alex's Lemonade Stand. That is everything for this week's On a Positive Note. Now let's head back over to the main studio to see what weather it will be like for finals week. Rhea, are we going to have some fun weather to look forward to next week?
Oh, we sure are. You might want to get outside and put a little sun on your face before you take those finals. But after seeing a little sneak peek of snow flurries around the region this past week, we have a mild weekend ahead of us. Starting tonight, we had a high of 57 with sunny skies. Tomorrow we'll have a chance of showers throughout the day and a high of 59 degrees. Sunday, that shower possibility sticks around, but the temperature stays consistent at 59 degrees. Perfect for some holiday outdoor activities. Monday, the chilly cold comes back with the high only reaching 43. Tuesday, we drop down even lower to 42 and partly cloudy skies. And finally, Wednesday, we may have a chance for a snow shower in some colder parts of the region and a brisky 42 degrees. Now, that's all I have for this week's weather update. Lex, take it away.
Thanks, Rhea. And I don't know why everyone was complaining about the snow flurries because, I love snow, but, we'll talk about that afterwards. But normally this would be the point in time where we sign off and we'll say, see you next week. But being that it's the end of the semester, I didn't know we were going to take it off. Sorry about that. But being that we won't be here next week, we thought to do something a little different. So with the help from our tech crew behind the scenes, we're going to pull everyone's camera up. So Rhea, James, Amanda, and Amaris, I invite you all. Oh, there they are. And we just thought to have a little conversation about the end of the semester, the brutal 2020, and what we are expecting for 2021. And with today being the last day of classes, I have to go to Amanda and see how she is feeling, being that this is her. I'm pretty sure that's her last day on campus as an undergrad, given that she graduates in December.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy to say the least. Doesn't feel like reality. Don't fully like it. I'm glad the work's done. That's great. But it feels so surreal that, it's all over. Because, I feel like we've had so much time here, and it feels like just yesterday we started here as freshmen and not ready for it to be over. How are you guys feeling with it being the end of the semester?
Well, why don't we ask James, because he is also a freshman, and this is his first semester at college, and it was not pretty sure what you were hoping for.
Yeah, sure. It was definitely not what I had planned. I kind of knew going in with everything with high school being online and the graduation being online, but I think that the challenges really make us better people. And I think doing the news every day with you guys, and I really appreciate just kind of welcoming me into this. It's been a great experience, but definitely been a different one. Definitely one that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. So.
Yeah, James, you're right about challenges, but they definitely do make us better people, and I was just grateful that I got to actually be on campus, see everyone's face again, have actual conversations, and I'm looking forward to next semester to do much of the same and even more. So.
Agreed. I could not agree more. It's going to be an amazing next semester, regardless of what's going on. We are going to make it through this entire year. We're going to make it through everything. James, you're going to graduate in a couple more years. You got a couple more semesters. You're going to get it. You're going to go for it. Amanda, congratulations.
Thanks,
Everyone,
Sarah.
just great job. We can do this.
Yes, and speaking of next semester, so does anyone have any New Year's resolutions? Given that New Year's is only a couple weeks away.
Haven't thought about it yet, to be honest. I was just thinking about getting done classes.
Yeah, I usually don't do those because I don't tend to keep them.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, me either. I really don't make them that much, but I haven't given it some thought, but I might come up with one. We got to enter 2021 with some positivity, lots of positivity.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that was all that we have for this week's Neumann Update, and we will see you next semester.